Hi, it's Chris Titley, and on today's episode of Scoreboard, I'm joined by Jade Bartholomeusz in person here on a beautiful Brisbane day.
Yes, it is quite a beautiful day today. I woke up and nice sky, but it was a bit chilly this morning.
It is a bit chilly.
I had to have my jumper on.
Yeah, it is. It's getting towards the shortest day of the year. I think it's the 20th of June or 21st, the darkest. And
yes.
I forget those dates. Welcome, anyway, to your first in-person podcast ever.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honour to be a guest on here. So thank you.
Thank you. Now, Jade Bartholomeusz, people may or may not know that you're a hockey player. Do you want to talk about your journey in hockey thus far?
Yeah, so I've been fortunate to have played a few national championships. I made my first Queensland team when I was in under 15s, but I actually didn't get to go away because of COVID. So, yeah, didn't get to go away because of COVID. And then I played my first nationals when I was 16 at under 18s. I played the following year as well, and then played the past two under 21 national championships.
Right. And the love of hockey, where did that come about from?
Well, my mum was a good hockey player, so she played for the Scorchers for many years, an underage Australian team. So she got us into it. I think the love just came from just like really just loving being competitive and like loving the challenge. And I also loved that it was a team sport. And I think, individual sports at times you can get in your own head a bit, but like a team sport, you really like the pressure feels like it's dispersed between the whole team instead of like it's just on you. So like I remember doing 400 meters and being like so nervous before I was about to do these 400s in high school. But then when I'd go to a hockey game, if it was a grand final, you'd still be nervous, but you felt like it was like you were all there together.
You're all there together, and the pressure was eased a little bit because you had all these different responsibilities and roles, I suppose, that it wasn't just on you. It was a bit like, I suppose, your 18th or 21st birthday party. All eyes are on you.
All eyes on you.
Everything. It's a little bit overwhelming, I suppose. Now, when you first picked up or played hockey, when was that?
So I first started hooking to hockey programs in Perth when I was around 5 or 6, but when we moved to Brisbane when I was 8 was when I played my first actual game. So that was an under 9. So played for St. Andrews. Any listeners, you want to join a club, shout it to St. Andrews. Come and join us. So, yeah.
Awesome. And the attraction, I mean, you talked about the team side of things, but the hockey, the game, what makes it so attractive for you to play?
I mean, when I was younger, I just was sort of thrown into it and I just liked it. I thought it was fun. But I think now, like having experienced more, I very much just want to be in that high performance environment, striving to, be at the top level. So that's what the draw for it is now, me just really wanting to try to get to the highest level I can. I love the game. I feel very free when I play. And some of my favorite moments have been on the hockey field.
And in regards to what makes a good hockey player, what do you reckon?
I think definitely athleticism, speed, and I think a striker. That's my position in the circle, just hunger and like wanting to like score and speed and strength and some good skills in there as well.
And when you were younger and you were playing hockey, did you aspire? Did you watch hockey on the TV? Did you watch at the Olympics? Was there some people that you're going, wow, I'd love to like play like them?
Oh, definitely. Like when I was younger, I remember the 2014, I think, Com Games where Donna Blythe scored like the winning shootout. And I just remember like from that moment going, oh, wow, like that would be amazing to be on that stage. And she was always like, that was one of my first idols. But more recently, Rosie Malone, I always watched her like growing up and found her very inspiring and played a few A-grade games against her. So I would always try and get a photo with her after the game because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm playing against you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's definitely an idol for me as well. So.
And then the balancing of your hockey with what you're doing in life now. Do you want to talk about what you're doing as well?
Yeah, so I was very fortunate in high school. I did this Young Entrepreneurs program and it's started a little passion project for me. So 1% Activewear. So I'm the founder of an activewear brand, but we're also a movement for improvement. So we want to help everyone achieve their big goals by breaking it down to small 1% chunks. So that's a passion project for me. And from the Young Innovators, I came third, and so won $1,000 towards starting that business. And then that sort of helped me get a scholarship with QUT, which helped me like financially, start the business. So that's been going since we launched in December last year. So going for a little while. We had our pre-sale in September, but that's sort of one of my passions outside of hockey that I've been trying to focus a bit of my energy on. So.
Congratulations. What was the driver, or what do you see in activewear that you don't see now?
Well, I think for me it was more not just activewear. It was wanting that like blend between continuous improvement and activewear. So like it wasn't just about providing high quality activewear. It was about helping people realize that like these big dreams aren't as like big as they are in your head if you just break them down. So it was actually, I stumbled across the statistic that 80% of people don't set goals. And so that's sort of what started it. So I was passionate about an active lifestyle, wanting to help people, and continuous improvement. So it was just like a blend of my passions, and then just focused on trying to get.
Whoa, some music going on there.
Some music.
Queen, yes. Sorry, back to 1% activewear, right? So the idea to get better every day, which is the sort of 1% every day or week, is that right?
Yes. So it's like the continuous improvement theory. 18 minutes per day over a 365-day period makes you in the top 95% of the world in that specific discipline. So it was really about like how small incremental progress can accumulate. So that was where it came from that perspective. I love goal setting. Like in my sport, I do it. In my academics, I would do it in school. So it was just a natural sort of progression for me to want to link not just activewear to a goal tracking platform. So, the original idea was to link it to an app. But at the moment, we just have a free goal progress tracker that everyone can get access to, not just upon purchasing from us, but anyone can get access to it. So,
when you set your goals, have you always been a goal setter? And when do you remember setting your first goal?
Oh, I think maybe year 5, definitely year 6. I definitely set goals. I think every Christmas I would the day before, not Christmas, sorry, the day before New Year's, I would write down, and I would sit down and I'd write all my headings, my academic goals, my touch goals, my hockey goals, my goals for well-being, and I would really methodically plot out okay, what's my big goal and how am I going to get there, and I'd have little check boxes. So it's something I've always done. I think mum and dad sort of, I don't know, taught us a little bit, but it's just something I've always loved to do, have a little plan for the year.
What about lists? Are you a list maker? Do you love lists?
I would say I'm a list maker. I think I used to be more writing in a notebook, but now I'm very much just on my notes. I write
on your phone. Yep.
What I need to do today.
Yep.
Use the reminders app. So yeah.
Does the to-do list come back to your goals? Do you actually connect them sometimes, going, actually, if I did this today, that's probably on track to the big, hairy, audacious goal?
Yeah, well, often it will, because it'll be I don't know, I'm going to do my rehab exercises today, or I'm going to do my 10 minutes of hockey. So often that's just I don't really think about it going back to my big goal, but it's probably subconsciously that's why I'm doing it, and that's why it's on there. So
you mentioned rehab exercises. We haven't talked about this. In amongst all the goal setting of a big, hairy, audacious goal is to potentially do something, but then come out of left field, there's a little thing called injury.
Yes.
So what happened?
Well, so playing at the 21s Nationals this year, unfortunately, I got into a collision, came off the field, thought everything was okay, went back on the field and ruptured my ACL. So this was in the second game as well. It was pretty heartbreaking. I sort of knew I had done it, but then got a little bit of a false sense of security because the physios were like, oh, no, we think it's okay. And I was like, oh, okay, that could be good. But I heard the tear and pop, and I definitely did do it.
Heard it and felt it at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, that's shocking. And then from there going the actual raw emotion of this is an injury that could be 6 to 12 months probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, initially I was like, oh my God, I just did my ACL. That was my first thought. And so I panicked a bit, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was just like, okay, I need to get off the field. And then I was waiting for the physio sort of their evaluation, and yeah, like they were thinking it was all right, and I was like, okay, like it could be okay, but in the back of my mind I was like, okay, like, you know, it'll be a long road to get back, but I was like, I'm not going to think anything yet until it's confirmed. And then when it was confirmed was when all the emotion hit me, and I was like, okay, like this will be a long journey, but you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, you can have your like bits of sadness and moments where you like feel a bit flat, but you know, after I had that initial like, okay, like this is going to be a big challenge, I just tried to like look forward, look at the positives I can get out of it, you know, like get stronger in my upper body, and just, yeah, tried to like focus on like a process and getting back. So.
Yeah, and we tried to organise this podcast in mid-May, I think it was, and you sent me a little text going, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I've had surgery. Yes. I've done my ACL. I was like, oh no. Yeah. And so welcome. So everything happens for a reason. You're here now and you're walking okay. I noticed before. The stairs are pretty well. So how long has it been since the injury and surgery?
Has been 26 days. So it's 4 weeks since surgery on Thursday, and we're at Tuesday now. So.
Yep. And what have they given you in terms of like the program in terms of potentially coming back to competitive sport?
Well, I mean, for a lot of the things I've seen is like sort of 8 to 12 months, like 9 to 12 months. So I'm hoping to get back on like the 8 to 9 months sort of trajectory. Like my big goal is to play nationals next year. So I think that's doable. Hopefully I can be back for trials in February, but we'll see.
And when you had that goal, you're doing the goals and all of a sudden this thing happens and you kind of have to cross out one of the goals potentially of playing or whatever it might be. But then you reset your goals and saying, like, I've got 12 months, this is the next short-term goal. Do you do that? You kind of go,
yeah.
Right.
So,
and how do you feel with changing your goals, I suppose?
I mean, it was somewhat of a positive for, like, marketing the 1% Activewear, and the fact that I hadn't really focused on the movement for improvement side of things and our progress tracker much. I'd sort of just put a lot of photos of, like, our Activewear and what it looked like. So it's been good to be able to show, like, our philosophy sort of in practice. So I've been like doing daily vlogs on our 1% Activewear, showing like, okay, this is where I'm at week 1. Like, I'm going to show you how I'm going to get back on the field using our goal progress tracker. Like, I'm at progress goal 4 at the moment. So my next progress goal is to be able to walk into uni and like catch the bus, because it's like sort of a K in. So need to like be confident walking. But I hit my first progress goal of like reducing swelling in the first week. And then the second week was trying to walk and like being cleared to walk. And then the third one was driving, so I can drive now. And now the fourth one's like trying to like walk into uni. So that's sort of how I'm like approaching it, and just trying to like, you know, go one step at a time and show people like, look, I'm doing it. Like, you can do it too. Just like take that first
that's
step.
Interesting that you're combining your work as well and like living it, I suppose, and coming. You're slightly younger than I am, but of the Instagram-y, TikTok generation of sharing stories and content, which is so critical in sport and sports athletes' journeys nowadays, not 10, 15 years ago. How have you found about, you know, building a brand around you and then now obviously sharing pretty much, not everything, but a lot of things in your life publicly?
I think like sharing things publicly hasn't been too bad in that I'm like a bit of an open book, I think. But what I've found hard is I've tried to say like, I'm going to show you the ups and downs of the journey. So like showing that vulnerability,
Yep.
vulnerable side to the injury is probably the harder part, just because I'm not someone who likes to like show negative emotions. I'm a very positive person. I try and just be like an encouraging person to everyone. And so I don't really like to show myself being sad or like negative, but I've sort of learned that like I kind of have to, because that's what I said I'd do. I'd show you the ups and downs of the journey. So I don't really like that. Like, I hate showing people I cry. But I think it's important to show like it's not all like daisies and rainbows. So.
Daisies and rainbows. Do you have these moments where you're like, oh, I should put that on TikTok, and you're like, nah, I'll just keep that to myself?
Well, I did, like, but my parents and like my mum and dad are like, look, like, I think it's important for you to show this side. Like, you look very much like you're just like all happy and like it's great, and like for the most part, like I'm a happy person and like I'm trying to like find the positives, but there's definitely moments where I'm like, okay, this is like a big challenge to get back on the field, and like it's going to be a lot of work. So yeah, like it is a challenge, but yeah, with the right support network, I think you can sort of.
Yeah, and
get
I'm
there.
just touching on that with the support network. Do the people follow your hockey progress, or they don't? They just like Jay. They don't care what you do on the field and off the field and the results. And you're like, oh, she's go for a chat, have a call, and you're like, oh, I had a bad game. They're like, oh, whatever, who cares,
Yeah, like I don't really know. Like I think I feel like my identity is very much intertwined with the brand because it's a lot of my values. So I think maybe some of our followers would like think of me just the person, but I do try and like show a little bit that I'm an athlete because I think it builds a little bit of credibility with the activewear brand. Like I train in activewear every day. Like if I'm training in it at a high level, like there's hopefully a little bit more credibility built in the fact that like in our quality. But I'm not really sure. Like I'd love to like see like what my audience thinks I can do better. And yeah, like how they sort of view the brand and me and hockey and yeah.
Yeah, just touching on feedback. When you got feedback earlier on as a hockey player, some of it negative, how did you cope with that? Were you sort of an absorber, or were you sort of a naturally going, no, that's wrong. I'm better than that. Like, how did you react with negative feedback and or criticism of your performance on the field?
I'm always someone who wants to do better and improve and learn. So, I mean, I have always been like, okay, like, yep, I'll take that on board. Like, what would you like me to do? So I welcome constructive criticism and feedback. I think the only time I've maybe found it hard is when the way it's said has been like very like negative. But for the most part, like I love feedback. I think I always want to be a better person, be a better version of myself, be a better hockey player. So yeah, I'm like not opposed to it at all. Like I welcome it. So.
And when it comes to 1% activewear, where do you want to see the business grow in the next, say, 12 months, maybe while you're still recovering and doing a bit of rehabilitation?
With 12 months, I would love us to break even. That'd be incredible. And potentially our summer collection. So thinking about designing some new training shorts, running shorts, and releasing maybe some sports bras. But like the big goal is for it to be my full-time job. So hopefully that can happen. But I mean, my mindset is like the worst that can happen is that I learn a lot about business. So.
Yeah, and where are you like? How are you coming up with the designs? Is it all you? You got some team, some friends and family giving you some feedback and whatnot?
Well, it's all me at the moment, but I definitely would say I rely on like my family and some of my friends to be like, hey, like, do you think like this looks okay? And like, yeah, we do some like testing before as well. So like I test out all the stuff and get my like family to test it out as well.
Yeah,
so,
no, I've interviewed Jason Kadee before, the basketball, who now works for Step One, the underwear company, and they seem to be like going down the athlete path of particular athletes wearing their underwear, etc. How are you going to go with the sort of athlete endorsement influencer, brand influencer? Have you given some free packs out to people yet, or free clothing to say, hey, you mind snapping that on Insta?
Yeah, so it's such an interesting like point you make there because it's like where do you target? Like, do you target sort of like retired athletes who have like been very successful? Do you target emerging athletes? So I have given some to Jacinta Beecher, the Commonwealth Games bronze medalist. She did a great post for me. So I am thinking about that, but I just really need to make sure I sort of pick the right people. So I think influencer marketing, well, like it can work. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it comes across more as like it's just an ad, whereas I want like if I gift a set to come across as like very genuine. So I'm still figuring out like who the best people would be to like gift those sets to.
Yeah. So what you want is you want organic, I suppose, non-prompted love of your brand.
Yeah,
so people go, I've got it, and then they're like, oh, I'll snap them and tag them in because I just like wearing it and the product's good, right?
Yeah, so that's what like I've tried to like showcase on our social media, some of our positive sort of like customer like reviews that from people who like say like they're really liking the brand, some of my favorite leggings. So just to like build that credibility and show people, but I understand like it's a new brand. It's hard to build that trust with people who don't know who you are. So I'm trying to like show my values and like trying to align that with the brand and show like I wouldn't put out something that isn't high quality because like my values are that I need to be a high quality person. So I'm trying to showcase the quality of the brand also through my actions as well. But, it's a learning experience. I'm definitely learning a lot in like marketing and like social media. So, yeah.
Yeah. And you talked about your values a couple of times and how you want to intertwine that into all of you, into your brand. Can you go through your values and where they've come from, and I suppose, and how you want to sort of translate that to people going, hey, I'll buy something from 1% Activewear?
Well, I think the main thing I want to show is like just continuous improvement. Like I've said that a few times, but like
it's in the name.
In the name, yeah. But yeah, that's like one of my main values. I always want to be a better person, be a better hockey player. Like in all of my endeavors, like trying to just improve, and that. And I think that's why I want to show that side of myself on the brand page, because I think practice what you preach. Like if I don't want to be a better person, if I don't want to try to improve to achieve my goals, like why would anyone listen to me when I'm like talking about it on the brand and like talking about that's the brand's values? So, I think it's just important to like actions speak louder than words.
When it comes to improvement and sort of measuring improvement, there's information overload in this world. You can scroll for forever on your phone.
Yep.
You can watch as many Netflix series as you want because they're addictive, and listen to podcasts, etc. How do you kind of disseminate information firstly, and then secondly measure your improvement?
I think everyone has their own way of like goal setting and goal tracking. I think mine's like a bit methodical. Like it's probably pretty normal, just like the SMART goals. I sort of set my SMART goals as my big outcome goal.
Which is the one you're up to, number 3. You're going for number 4 right now in your recovery.
Yeah,
right?
So my outcome goal is like the big end goal. So my outcome goal at the moment is to get back on the field for under 21s next year and play. And then my progress goals are how I'm going to get there. So that's how I do my goal setting. Like everyone's sort of different, but I guess that's what the template's for. Like if anyone's struggling on like, how do I start? It's like, well, you've got like a free template that can show you how to do it, explains what an outcome goal is, what a progress goal is, the continuous improvement theory. So that's how I do it. But, it might not be the perfect way, but it can help people who don't really know like where they want to start.
And what about the information? Do you go to social media, etc., to follow people for leadership tips on retailing, tips on omni-channel marketing? Do you go to, or do you watch documentaries or listen to podcasts, etc.?
For me, I definitely try and just go through the business network that I am fortunate to have at the moment. So like QUT entrepreneurship, like I'll go to one of my mentors like Wayne Gerard or Marcia Matuszek. Sorry, Marcia. I'll just go to my mentors who have like been there, done that, serial entrepreneurs, and just like ask them questions. Some of my dad's business network, I've reached out to some of his mates who have businesses as well. They probably get a bit annoyed. No, they don't. They're so lovely.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, like I just try and reach out to like anyone who's been there, done that, has more experience than me, and just ask them like, how did you do it? Like, what do you recommend? I find I absorb a lot of information through interaction. So I try and listen to their advice. And just try and implement it that way. So.
When it comes to retailing and fashion, is there some brand or person that you kind of aspire to, that you love, that you purchased through your life, and you're like, wow, that was they're quite successful?
Oh, like that's an interesting question. I haven't really thought about that. I mean, in terms of like fashion?
Yeah, like one, maybe you go like, for instance, my wife loves Gorman, right? And she's like, oh, wow. And I look at that and I'm like, what made her like Gorman? Why? How they've set up, what the quality of the product's like. There's other ones like, Dinosaur Designs, for instance, and you're like, why are they so successful? And I'm curious. Do you do that as well?
Yeah, well, I think when you think of brands like that, I guess a brand that I like is like Kookai. Like it's not really in the activewear industry, but what I like about it is that it's very high quality, and you can tell that the fabrics are like really incredible. And I think, when you look at it and you go, well, why are like these young girls spending like, $250 on like a skirt here? And it's because they've really like, it's expensive because of the quality. And I think that's sort of a lesson I've tried to take and go like, well, people are prepared to pay a little bit of a higher price point if the quality is there. So our stuff's all made in Europe, handcrafted with Italian fabric. So I've gone like, you know what, I will put our selling price at a little bit higher than like I would have liked to originally, if I know that, it's actually worth it because of the quality. So I think that's like a lesson I've taken from them. Like I know for girls my age, it's like a store that everyone like loves. So I guess their craftsmanship is something that
so the quality of the product and paying for quality. And I think you've seen some examples recently like Frank Green. You've seen examples like Yeti. Yeah. You've even seen examples like this little iPhone called Apple. Like they don't discount.
Oh, they don't.
Right. And so the people pay for quality and like the Yeti products, for instance, is another one. There's a number of different examples of paying for quality versus maybe another successful business, Havaianas, where they bust every so often and you go and buy a new pair because, I don't know, it's just cool and maybe the branding, etc.
Yeah,
so there's a really fascinating, like $30, I'll just get another one, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Frank Green, if your kid loses a water bottle at Frank Green, you're like, no, that's it, you're done. I'm not buying you another one. They're $79.99 or something, right? I think they are $80 or something.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, or Yeti or something along those lines. So, in terms of your thinking around the business, how are you thinking about physical stores as well? Is that something which is in the back of your mind or not?
It's always in the back of my mind. I think before I did a physical store, I would try to get it into some like outletters, so like trying to like have my stock in other stores or in other like,
which is the old Maya kind of model, the David Jones
sort of model. Like I think that's how like some other brands, I think like Lilo Active, like over in Perth, I think that's how they sort of started to grow. And then I think they have like, I don't know if they have a store, but they definitely have a big online presence. So I think like from seeing some other brands and like how they've grown, like I think that is important just to get that visibility and brand awareness. So yeah, I'd definitely be interested in the future, but I think if I can just nail like the online e-commerce sort of side of things, which is a lot of work and a lot of figuring out things, I think that would be a good starting point.
Right. Okay. So you've just got you've got a website at the moment where you can buy that through. Yep. And you've got your socials in and around that. Yeah. And in terms of the data that you get from it, have people bought from multiple different cities, and how have you worked about delivery and things like that?
So I mean, everything in Brisbane, I just try and hand deliver because it cuts expenses down and it's like a little bit more personal.
That's awesome.
So I try to do that. And then we've had a few from Sydney, and then I think like one or two in Melbourne. So mostly Brisbane. So mostly like community that like sort of our friends or friends of friends who have like purchased from us. But I think the statistic that I focus on is like we've had like quite a good amount of repeat customers. So we've like had people buy initially and then buy again. And that's what sort of helps me to go, okay, well, like I know that like once people like try this and once people like get their hands on it, they do like it and they come back. And I think that's a really important metric for me. And so that's like, okay, well, how do I get those people who don't know who I am, don't know me, and how do I get them in to try it? Because I think once they try it, I think I can hopefully retain them as a customer. So that's a metric I sort of look at. But it's just figuring out how do you get them in when they don't know you and build that trust. So.
Like you could be they saw a billboard in a desert. Like it's very hard to kind of attract. You're like, oh, hi, we're here. You're like, well, there's no one around. Like you're attracting, and so then you need to work out your demographic, and obviously you've got all that and how you do it. But then, holding on to those customers and getting them repeat customers and the behavioural patterns around time of year and presents, etc. What do you want? Your ultimate feedback from your product, if you said, right, Nirvana is everyone loves my product. What would it be about your product that you think that people will come back to you and say, I can't wait for the next thing, or I want to buy it again?
I think quality and fabric. I think that those are the things that I've had like the most compliments on. People say, oh, I just love the quality. Like the fabric is so comfortable. And I think that's something I was really like, while I was finding my manufacturer, I was like looking at some of the top performing leggings and going like, why are they top performing? Like, what are the qualities? What are the properties? So I think just listening to that target consumer and going, what do you like about leggings? Like, why do you buy them? And a lot of the reasoning that I sort of deducted from that was like, people just want like comfy leggings to wear that make them feel good about themselves. And so we tried to like add in features. So like a reinforced waistband, so that when you like, are doing RDLs or something, like it doesn't roll down. So it makes you like feel like you're sucked in nice and tight and like feel like you're sculpted well. Like we tried to have fabric that was like fully squat proof and like nice and comfy, but also nice and breathable. So like really like actually going deep into what do people like about, these other brands that are doing really well and selling a lot of those products. And I think that's what I tried to sort of emulate, but make a bit better. Like something for me that was just a bit annoying, and I'm not sure if it was annoying for others, is I hate like when fabric pills. So I was like, I can't have fabric that pills. It just annoys me. It doesn't look good. So that was something that I was very like, we need fabric that does not pill, and we did get it. So.
Yeah, it's interesting that like what this is from you, what I want and what I would love, and then design it. Like it's a fascinating thing that you're going, I wonder if people have the same problem as me, or I wonder if there's the same thinking. And I reckon over time, as you continue to build, people go, actually, that is something that I'd never thought about, or designing your own product around just you and going, I like this, but what happens if we did this, and the creativity around that? And how did you go with the manufacturer, I suppose, going, can you do this or make this feel better, etc.? Like describing it in your brain.
Yeah, I guess. Well, like, I mean, patterns for leggings are like pretty like similar, but I focused on the features because it's like, leggings are leggings. Like, a lot of people use them. There's different qualities, different price points, but I just focus on what features people like. So something like a good story, like I wasn't initially going to do 2 pockets either side, but then I did some polls and I was like, oh wow, like 83% of people want pockets, so I should probably do pockets. And then I was like, okay, well, I actually haven't really worn pockets before on leggings. So like I bought a pair to test out and I was like, okay, this is so much easier. Like I can see why people want it. And then, yeah, like I just was like, well, we need pockets in our leggings. So
and then you say to people, hey, we've got pockets. They go, hey, that's what we wanted, right?
Yeah, and then so they sort of said that like this was in the development stage as well. So I was like figuring out what features like a good, what people like all that. So I did like quite a few polls and things. So I'd like to sort of do that more. When we're thinking of like, releasing our sort of new stuff, and like see like what people want, I guess. But yeah, that was just like listening to people and like what they want, but also making sure it's true to like, the quality you want as well.
I'm going to give you a hypothetical here. Being on the hockey field, playing nationals for Queensland versus being in 1% activewear. What do you love the most?
Oh, that's like a hard one. Well, I mean, I can do both. I can wear my 1% activewear biker shorts under my uniform. So
you nailed it. So you don't have an answer. Oh, no, you do have an answer. Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Both. But eventually you might have to make a decision.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think I haven't got that far yet. Yes. Hasn't been an issue yet.
You're still young enough to go helter-skelter at both and have a crack at whatever, wherever it lands you, etc. Now, we ask our guests about a few things. One is the scoreboard moment, which is a moment which is like a Kodak moment. Do you remember the Kodak moment? You probably don't. It was an ad many, many years ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
You even know what Kodak is, do you? Do you know
it's like the film cameras,
the film camera. Yeah, we used to have cameras and take photos before these little things.
Yeah.
And used to go to a store to get the film developed.
They've made a comeback, actually. A lot of people like their film cameras.
Oh, there you go. A comeback. Wow, I feel old now. So it's a moment in your life you're like, this is very vivid and very memorable. And from that moment on, things changed a little bit.
So my scoreboard moment was my first nationals. I was 16 and I was playing in the under-18 second team for Queensland. So
2 years up. You're playing 2 years up.
Oh, I was turning 17. So it was like, I had another year left.
Yep.
And that was the first year they had second and first teams. So we got into the tournament and we ended up being in the final. And in that final, we were playing the Queensland first team and we ended up winning. So that was an incredible moment because it was like very special because it was my first nationals, like first gold medal, but it was also special because it showed like it's so important to have a team that really believe as a team that you can do it. Like no matter if you're an underdog, it doesn't mean you can't win. If you like play well as a team and you believe as a team that you can do it, like you can get there. And I think that was like a testament to the fact that, our team really like believed we could do it. And it was like just so fun, like such a positive environment on the field. And I think that's something I try and take into the rest of my hockey career, just like be that positive person, like try and like get that belief in the team. Like, so yeah, like that was just an incredible moment. So.
That's awesome. And the belief about like just already saying like you're the number 2 team against the number 1 team. And when, I've got kids that play sports, they're like, oh, we're playing the top team, on the table, etc. And even in watching sport now, people are like, oh, they're playing the Melbourne Storm or whatever it might be. The belief of going, no, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We can, like, the table doesn't matter. It's today matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And having that belief as a team, that's an awesome scoreboard moment. The other one is about sport, of course, which doing a scoreboard is your all-time favourite sporting moment. It can include yourself or it can not include yourself or include both. So your all-time favourite sporting moment.
This is very vivid in my mind still. I think I was like around 8. It was 2012 Olympics. I got up early, put the TV on, and it was Sally Pearson in her 100-meter hurdles. And, yeah, I watched her win that Olympic gold medal, and I couldn't believe it. I was so excited for her. Like, it was such an inspiring moment for me. I think afterwards I wrote, like, I printed out an in-color photo and, like, wrote inspiring on it. And years later I saw her and I just was like, wow. I think I burst into tears because I was just so inspired by her, and, like, seeing her win that moment, like, just cemented my already dreams of wanting to be a professional athlete. So hopefully I can get there one day and, achieve what she did. That would be an absolute dream. But, if I can just pursue that dream, that means a lot. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You should get it to sign it. I don't know if she's listening out there. We'll get her to listen. How about that? And you can send it to. I'm sure if someone knows someone that knows her, to get her to sign. Have you still got it? I
think I still have it, but it was like a piece of paper, so I think it might be like a bit.
Maybe you could print it out now and the same thing.
I think I still have it. I'd have to have a look.
Olympics bring out so many inspiring moments. We've had so many great all-time favourite sporting moments. The Olympics and 2012 was amazing in London, and as we've gone back to 2000 a number of times as well with Kathy Freeman at the moment. You could watch that 100 times, and from the analyst in me and commentator in me, the call from Bruce McAvaney was just one of the best ever as well, in terms of letting it pan out, but also just the way that he handled that particular event. It gives you goosebumps. So you can watch it 1,000 times and not get sick of it.
I can watch it 1,000 times and just get goosebumps.
Yep, no, indeed. Now, the Scoreboard Scramble, which is another little thing I've just thrown in, and it's quite a popular segment, actually. So if there's any sponsors out there that want to sponsor the Scoreboard Scramble, it's spelling a word backwards. We had Michael Kasparus on yesterday. Now, I don't know if I pronounced his last name correctly just then, but he had to spell his last name backwards.
Okay.
Right? And normally it would be quite easy if your name was Smith, potentially. But Bartholomeusz, I'm going to get you to spell the word.
I'm going to try my
best. Bartholomeusz. And you've got 20 seconds. There's no pressure at all. Your time starts now.
So ZS UEM OLO HT RAB.
Nailed it. You did. And I don't know whether it was 20 seconds. I gave you a little extra time because you're going so well.
That's good.
And you're in train of thought. So the answer is ZSUEMOLO HTRAB. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. So, it's interesting because you put you on the spot about your own last name and you have to spell it backwards. There you go.
Oh,
normally I do like a sporting events, etc., but I thought with Kasparus and Bartholomeusz, how good here. Awesome. Now, one final question. And now you're 19.
Yes.
Take you back 7 years, and you've got a 12-year-old girl that wants to be like Sally Pearson.
Yeah.
And watching her in the Olympics. And there's moments out there and you go, I want to be that person. I want to drive forward. Going back in the last 7 years of your life and also into the future, what advice do you give to your 12-year-old self in 2025?
Everything happens for a reason. Your journey is your journey. So, if you don't make your team at 12, it doesn't mean you won't ever make a team. And your journey is different. Like everyone's journey is different. And just trust the process and go through life with optimism and just enjoy the challenge.
And there'll be setbacks like injuries.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
and there'll be people setbacks that you like rejection of a team, or you don't get picked, or someone's bullying you at school about you're no good at this or you're no good at that. What do you say to that?
I mean, you'll get through it. Lean on your support network. There'll be tough times, but, just go back to your resilience and perseverance that you've built. And if you really want to do something, you'll do it.
And you're having fun?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
You enjoy the business, you enjoy the hockey, you enjoy the uni. Yes. Everything's fun.
No,
and obviously not, it's not fun all the time, of course.
Yeah.
But keeping a smile on your face. Jade Bartholomeusz, thank you for coming on Scoreboard. You've had a lot of energy today, and it's been great to have that transcribed through the podcast. And congratulations on getting through your first ever
Thank you very much.
Live podcast. And I wish you all the best with 1% Activewear. Now, how do listeners go out there and find it?
Our website, 1 with the number, %activewear.com, and our Instagram and TikTok, which is the same, 1% Activewear.
1% Activewear. They can follow your story through your ACL recovery as well, which you're doing and whatnot. And I wish you all the best with your recovery and getting back onto that goal of playing the Nationals in 2026. Looking forward to following your progress and looking forward to sharing your stories through Scoreboard as well.
Thank you so much. It's been such an honour to be on the Scoreboard podcast. Such incredible stories you're sharing and amazing work. So thank you so much for having me.